Hey everybody, how's it going? Boy, it's been a while, hasn't it? Yeah, I kind of took a little bit of a hiatus over the summer. Had all sorts of just stuff to do with the house and everything, and I just hadn't been in much of a music and recording and gear kind of mode over the last few months. To any of the new subscribers, hello, sorry, you probably click the subscribe button and then kind of wonder, like, does this guy ever actually do anything or what? But I'm trying to kind of get back into the swing of it. Figured I'd fire up the camera, see if I remembered how to turn it back on and hit all the buttons and everything, and just say hi. So over the last few months, like I said, not really much in the way of writing and recording and all that stuff, so not a whole lot of material to share with you guys. It was an expensive summer, however. We had just all sorts of stuff done with the house. New sprinkler system, new gutters, a bunch of concrete poured, got a shed, which is kind of cool. And as we were doing all of that stuff, the new gutters were necessitated by, we had just a nutballs crazy heavy rain back in June. And one of the nightmare scenarios for any home studio owner, or any homeowner really, is we got water. We got water in the basement, and this is a basement studio, and sure enough, there was water in here. Fortunately, it wasn't all that bad. I think just by mopping it up with towels and everything, I got about 5 gallons of water out of here off the floor. Really, the only things that were affected were the rugs. Everything in this room, for the most part, all my gear and computer and guitars and everything are all up off the ground a little bit. I've always just kind of had this sneaking suspicion in the back of my head when we moved into this house. There were some signs that, there's been a history of water getting in here, and just paid the price for not proactively doing anything about it. So the new gutters helped. Really, the biggest help of making sure everything important stayed dry was I bought it's a 3-pack of little Govee water alarms. They're these little battery-powered boxes that come with a little hub, connect to your Wi-Fi, and the little battery-powered boxes, you just put them anywhere that you want to know if water gets into it. So I have one just, basically on the floor right behind where the camera is, because right behind where the camera is a pipe that is the drain for our kitchen sink and dishwasher. And our dishwasher had a history of overflowing, backing up every once in a while, and I'd get a puddle of water in here. So I stuck a water alarm right there, and sure enough, that was the first one to go off. There is a window on of course, the external wall over here, and the gutters had failed in such a horrible way over such a long period of time. It had dug a nice little depression right outside of my studio window. And as the rain and hail fell very heavily, it overflowed that gutter again. That depression made a nice spot for a puddle to form that was about 6 or 7 inches deep, and it ended up coming in through that window. This room got it much easier than the other side of the basement, which is unfinished, thankfully. We have one window that's below grade, and it has like one of those window wells dug out around it. Well, that window well was full of water. That window was an aquarium. There were many inches of water. So that was pretty terrifying. And, I'm sure that all of us that have home studios, probably our top 3, fears are going to be things like fire and theft and probably flooding, are just the most destructive and undesirable forces known to, just homeowners in general, but, probably especially us home studio fellas that have, a sizable investment worth of gear down here that we don't want to just go up in flames or be destroyed due to water damage or have somebody carry them off without our permission, right? So all in all, it turned out okay, but it was definitely a wake-up call. We've got some landscaping we need to have done to grade the soil away from the house. This house is about 40 years old or so, and over the years, the grade has just sunk, and the ground just grades right into the foundation, which is terrible. Water is just one of those things. It is a very powerful force, and it's difficult to keep it from going where it just wants to naturally flow. So it's up to us as homeowners to make sure the drainage around our house is adequate, because the penalty for poor drainage is pretty substantial. Let's see what else is going on around here. Hopefully my voice sounds okay. I've been having some troubles, and I with distortion in my voice signal here, and I think I've got it narrowed down to it's either this microphone, maybe there's some dust or debris or something caught in there, or it's the wireless. I swapped everything out one by one. The signal sounds clean until I get this mic and the wireless transmitter and receiver involved. I'm not exactly sure what to think about that. Hopefully this thing isn't just flat out fritzing out on me. You know, wireless thing, even for Shure's entry-level thing. This is the BLX, what is it, the 4488, BLX 88. It's their absolute entry-level thing. It's still, you know, not a cheap thing. It's still like about a $500, you know, investment. So hopefully it's not dying on me, but yeah, I just need some more troubleshooting. I'm sure we've all been there, right? You get some weird noise or some, in my case, distortion, and the troubleshooting steps are pretty much always the same. Just start swapping out components one at a time. Try a different cable, try a different microphone, you know, if you have more than one interface, which not a whole lot of people do, but I have a few laying around here, and you know, just start swapping things out one at a time. It won't take too long to isolate it, so I just haven't quite figured out what's actually going on. So hopefully this doesn't sound all distorted. I tried to record this video a few weeks ago as my, you know, return back to the channel here. And as I went to edit it, I realized, what is going on? It sounds like I'm talking through a fuzz box. I did a quick sound check before hitting record here, so hopefully it's at least acceptable for now. I still have in the box back over here, I think I pointed to that thing in one of my last videos, which was 3 or 4 months ago. There's an audio interface in that box. It's still sealed in its shipping box. I sure hope the thing works, because I am so far out of my return period that if it's defective, I'm kind of SOL. But yeah, it's a little, it's an inexpensive interface anyways, but I need to get off my rear end and actually shoot that video. Maybe as I'm editing this and posting it and everything, that'll give me the motivation to finally get her done. I'm trying to think, there's not, you know, a whole lot else to share with you. I'll go ahead and keep this video short. Like I said, I just wanted to make sure I remembered how everything works, remember how to plug everything in, hit the button, say hi, let y'all know I'm still here, still alive, and hopefully here in the coming weeks, I'll get another couple of videos out here. I've got some drum recording to do. I think some kind of fun, well, maybe not fun, but maybe at least a little interesting topics for recording drums. I've got the audio interface there. I've got my eye on a couple of other audio interfaces that have come out recently. PreSonus has that Revelator that actually looks really interesting, the software bundle that comes with it. And I just saw that Arturia released like a whole series of, what is it, the Fuse or the Mini Fuse or something, but it looks like they have a 1 input, a 2 input, and a 4 input audio interface. Like, those actually a little intriguing. Other than that, on the audio interface front, there's just not a whole lot of interesting stuff that's been coming out lately. So while I certainly have not tried everything that's out there, it's just, there's not a whole lot, you know, aside from the Arturia and the PreSonus, that just make me excited enough to want to just run out and buy it and review it on the channel here. I guess it'd probably be worth, you know, grabbing an Audient. I think Audient is one of the big ones that I have yet to actually try myself. And they're wildly popular. People that love them. And so, yeah, there might be an audience for that. Outside of that, I did just order a new kick drum mic. I got the Rex 640 Rex, whatever, from Lewitt. And that's going to show up tomorrow. So maybe tomorrow that'll be some inspiration to do some drum recording, maybe shoot a couple of videos around that. So as just a final thing here, for any of you that actually watched this long through just some random guy jabbering away in his basement, yeah, what's new for you? How's your summer, or how was your summer now that we're into fall? Hopefully you got some good writing, good recording, good engineering and producing and everything done over the summer in your own studios. Is there any cool new gear out there that you got your eye on that you're kind of interested in? Let us know down in the comments. If anything kind of tickles my fancy enough, maybe I'll go pick one up and try it out for you. Well, thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. That's going to do it for me this time, and I'll talk to you again next time.